Available versus ledger balance. What's the big deal with overdrafts? Hi there, this is Jerod with Bankers Compliance Consulting. Well, that big deal is the Section 5 of the Federal Trade Commission that is unfair or deceptive acts or practices. And that's something that we do risk mitigation to avoid at all costs in most areas. So we want to make sure that we know what's going on here. So the overdraft issue that is this available versus ledger balance. Here's what it's come down to. Well, the regulatory agencies on 3 different occasions have brought this to our attention in the last 4 or 5 years. It started with the CFPB back in 2015. The regulatory agencies collectively through the Outlook Live webinar series, they discussed it in November of 2016, and most recently the Federal Reserve brought it again to our attention through their Consumer Compliance Supervisory Bulletin in just the July of 2018. The issue, if you are assessing overdrafts using the available balance method as opposed to the ledger balance method, what happens is the use of that available balance method can equate to additional overdraft fees over and above what the ledger balance would equate to. And again, if we go back and look at what has been brought to our attention, the regulatory agencies have identified that as an unfair, deceptive act or practice under the Federal Trade Commission. Want to know more? Well, this is just one of the several areas that are considered hotspots from an overdraft perspective. There's also a lot of best practices and guidance out there in the realm of overdrafts. We want to make sure your team is up to speed. So what we've done is we put together a comprehensive 2-hour webinar that will utilize an outline that will include all of the best practices, regulatory guidance, expectations out there. It also identifies all of the hotspot areas. What our team is going to do is walk you through that outline over the course of a 2-hour program that is called Overdraft Requirements and Best Practices. We'd love to have you get your team registered and walk through that with us in plain English. I'll hope to see you there.